Hey everyone. So further in my video yesterday, this is the chassis and everything on my Axial SCX30 K10. I just put oil shocks on it that I got from Enjora. I just wanted to go over a couple things. These are a 26mm shock, and they will obviously come with the lightest spring on them. I originally put them on with this lightest spring. You can tell the difference between one's matte black and one's kind of shiny. And obviously the matte black will come on it. And I put them on, and even though this thing is really light, it still dropped it down a little bit. So I wanted it enough that when I'm going up in some angles here, that the spring is strong enough to push the wheel back down. So I went with the tighter spring. I tried to crank these down a bit, but it didn't. I would almost have them at the very bottom because they're adjustable, right? So I'd almost have it at the very bottom before I got any kind of tension on them. So I've got them, as you can see there, I've got them all the way up. That good there? Okay, so it allows the full movement of the spring. And what you're gonna get is you're gonna have like this metal, like they all have, you're gonna have right there, that little ball joint to go in. Now it is gonna be a bitch and it's gonna test your patience to get these things on. What you're gonna have to do is, I'll show you, I'll put a ring on here. So it's not that bad to get the first one on. Come on, you know what? And if I wanted them all to stay in, they wouldn't stay in. So to get the, there we are. I don't even know if this thing is focusing. But to get that ball joint in, you're gonna wanna put the, obviously you guys know how to put them in. To get it onto this fatter part, what I had to do was put it on my finger like that, and then I just pushed the shock down onto it, and it would go on a bit, and then you could slide it on. Because I was trying to get it on like the other one, and man, it was testing my patience. So there's a little tip there to get those on. And then the bottom of the shock fit right onto the existing ball joints in the bottom here. And you need that ball joint because you also have a little ball in there for your link. So you can't use the ones that come with these shocks, and you're not gonna get enough anyway. I think you'll get 5 and you need 4 of them obviously. And then you've got your screw for the top to go in. Now I've mounted these on the highest spot back to give them, because they are a little longer than the stock shocks. And if you look at it, I'm not sure, I have to put this last shock on. I'm not sure if the back is lower than the front. I think I just need the other rear shock on and it should be good. Okay, so that's it. And when you're putting oil in them, you're gonna drop the oil on, like one single drop. And physics, these things are so small that the oil just doesn't go in. So what I had to do was slowly, right, push the shock up and kind of go up and down a little bit, up and down and up and down. Not so much to get the air bubbles out, but just to get the oil sucked in. And I'm pretty sure I almost pushed all of it back out, even though I put a couple drops in to try to keep having it suck the oil in. This oil, I'm using 20 weight and it's a blue color, and I couldn't see much in there, but as long as they're lubed, I'm good with it. These shocks are so small that it's not gonna, they just need lube, all right? The spring is gonna do a lot of the work, bringing everything, the resistance and all that. Okay, so there you go. I just popped the bottom on. That's as easy as it is. And then you're gonna take a 1.3 millimeter hex screwdriver to get that on. Don't over tighten. I can't say this enough, even to the people who have been doing RCing a long time. Don't forget, don't over tighten. So I'm looking at that. There's the front, there's the back. I think I'm good level wise. I think it's gonna be good. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna start off with, you see, when I did this on the lighter spring, I almost had to go down there that far to get it to actually spring back. So the thicker springs are good. They'll work for you. I'm gonna put everything at the top. And then once I drive it around, now look at that, nice. Now I gotta tell you, because of weight, this thing, even with the stock shocks, wasn't too bouncy. So the reason I did this was for the travel, because I know there's a little, I'll show it to you here. Come on. There's that little guy, a little limiter on the stock shocks. Now I could have taken that off, but I do think the stock, just give it a, the oil shocks from Enjora give it a little better of a ride. And coming tomorrow are wheel weights. And thanks to I'm Forever Grateful for some videos and the recommendation on that. Now these tires are glued on, so we're not talking wheel weights that go inside the rim. We're talking round weights that are gonna fit on the outside here into the rim. So those are coming tomorrow. So I'm gonna put those on, and that's all I'm gonna do to this. I know I'm usually a wheel, like a rim and tire guy, but I really like these stock tires and rims. I think they're great from what I've seen so far. And that's it. Okay, there you are. Comment, like, subscribe, share, all that kind of jazz, and I will have some run video on this as soon as I can. Thanks everyone, and let's be kind to each other.